Good morning, entrepreneurs and builders. Welcome to the Breaking Business Podcast, where we don't just talk marketing and entrepreneurship, we dissect it, we challenge it, we extract those golden nuggets that you can actually use every single day. Business is in your blood, and I'm here to make it boil. I'm your host, Dr. Wood. Now let's break it down and build something great. With the way business has been evolving over time, we look back in the 1970s or even 1950s where there was a slew of factories and brick and mortar stores that lined the streets where people would walk down and to their left, to their right, they would see pretty much anything they wanted, right? And we had manufacturing to where cars or our home goods, everything was just right there at our fingertips in a brick and mortar sense. And as we evolve through business, we are evolving how we are engaging with our customers. And with the rise of internet, ease of access and communication, and the rise of Internet of Things, a question kind of rolls into my brain. Do small businesses really need a website, or is it just good to have a social media presence? And I look at this evolution both pre and post internet, and I think to myself, you kind of don't need a website as much anymore. Your audience and how you connect with your consumer is the website. So when we look at in the 1950s, the way that businesses would connect with their consumer is a face-to-face conversation. Sometimes they would throw out brochures, or sometimes they would connect with you over radio, pre-television. And then when television came out, businesses would advertise, come into our store, come and check the sales out, come view the new thing. And then we got to the internet era. And everybody had a website because they wanted people to not only know they were there, but also find a way to hit them at all the right times for them to come to the store. You have the need to bring in those audiences into your store. And this is just simply connecting with your audience through a means of communication. So when looking at a website as a means of communication, well, now we're in the presence, or we're in the presence of social media, where that is the communication medium. You are able to instant message somebody at any moment. You're able to take a mass group of people and bring them into a Discord chat and essentially sell to them. And sell could be anything, really. It's an engagement of influence, quote unquote influencers. But a good social media presence is, even if you don't have a website, is kind of what you need to get started for a lot of businesses, just to keep costs low, really. Let's say you are it's a good one. Let's say you're a cat or dog accessory store and you are making them by hand and you do not have the cash to be able to spend on anything but materials, and you are spending your time creating these cats and dogs as accessories. Well, you need to get those accessories out and you need to communicate with potential buyers, i.e. your audience, in a way to sell them. Well, social media is free. Social media is your means of communication. Social media allows you to quickly identify the right audience and the right people to market these cat and dog accessories for. So it's interchangeable with the idea of a website, right? But for social media presence, for social media, you don't need a host, because Facebook and social media companies are the host, and you don't have the extra cost of design work that comes with having a website. Now, there are pros and cons of just having a social media presence, and that is the ease of access as a person has in creating this social media business. There are tons of scammers. There are tons of fake products, fake services, fake everywhere on social media. So the downside to not having a website is that it delegitimizes you almost. So for the reduction of cost, you're reducing the trust and authority that you have in a space. So I think that's all I'm going to talk about for this. It's not really an advanced topic, but to summarize the entire thing, you don't need a social media presence to get a small business started. It definitely depends on what you have in terms of cash flow, in terms of what you currently have with audiences. If you are brand new, you just had this idea yesterday and you're thinking to yourself, hey, I have this thing and I want to sell this thing to things, then you want to try to probably establish a proof of concept with social media because it is free and easy, it has easy access for you as a new business. And you might not want to wade into the website design, the hosting, and all the website security and all the extra stuff that comes along with designing or launching a small business from scratch. But, after you have this proof of concept with either Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram, any of the social media platforms, and the audiences that you, i.e. the followers, show you a level of interest in your product or service, and you're starting to engage in a little bit of either selling or maybe offering freebies or anything like that, then it kind of defines or has this proof of concept for you as a business owner that you can say, all right, let me go over into the website side of things and start making sales through that way. It also opens you up to a lot more advertising platforms when you have a website. So example, Google search ads, you have SEO that's based on a website that gives you even more organic traffic. You have things like Yellow Pages. It legitimizes you as a business by having the website, but it's not this end all be all that is required to run a business. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, I know it was a little choppy for this one. The topic isn't that interesting to me, but I do think that it is important to get that information to you, that if you are hesitant on developing a business because you don't have a website, or you're hesitant because you don't feel like you have all your ducks in a row, this sense of imposter syndrome, don't worry about that. If you have a profile, you have a product or service, you have the means to create something for yourself utilizing a method of just social media organic advertising. Questions, comments below. If you have experienced just utilizing social media as a way to market your business or service, describe it. Tell us, all of us, how you have been able to find success in this method so other people are able to take your lessons learned and apply that to their business. Alrighty, I think that's it. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.